Hare Krishna. So extremely fortunate here to be again in this very picturesque setting. You can see right in the middle of the Himalayas in Mandi, Himachal Pradesh, at none other than the Indian Institute of Technology, Mandi. And with me, I have the great privilege to have Dr. Laxmidhar Behera, Leela Purushottam Prabhu, who is the director here and actually a very eminent academician and who has talked to us already about his dream about the Bhaktivedanta University. Thank you so much for sharing what you did. And we'll be very eager to know what would you say about actually what are the actual principles or pillars of this university. You would like to identify that?
Thank you, Balram Prabhu, for the second interaction in this series. We discussed that the cultivation of inner experience and outer experience simultaneously would lead to the development of holistic science and technology. We also discussed that the science that started with the objective of understanding nature later became exploitation of nature.
Yeah.
That is because we ignored the experiencer. And as a result, we are seeing the consequence of global warming, climate change, extinction of species, all those environmental hazards that we are facing. Now you ask me what are the
primary principles?
the 5 pillars of the pillars of our university. How our university is different from other university. So the 5 pillars are that we first promote our way of life, Vedic way of life. What we preach must be practiced. So Vedic way of life mandated that we must follow what we preach. And hence the performing arts like music, dance, drama, yoga, meditation, theology, reading Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these had a lot of meaningful application in human society because it kept the human society together, happy and creative. So although we declare these as art form, they are also science.
Yeah.
Because the going away from Vedic culture or Vedic way of life, our country is facing a big crisis called mental crisis, mental health problem. It has become a pandemic. Long ago people used to consider those who are poverty stricken will have certain mental stress and anxiety because of financial stress. But now celebrities are also having this problem of mental anxiety, stress.
Definitely.
So promoting Vedic way of life, not only as an art form, but also as a science. This is very important. And how we take that as our way of life. Like hearing Bhagavatam or hearing Ramayana, Mahabharata every evening in the living room where everybody used to sit, used to be a way of our life. Like for example, I am from Odisha, Bhagavad Tungi at 7 o'clock in the evening is a natural way of life, right? So this we have to bring back, showing that they are not only art form, they are science, they align mind, body and consciousness together. This is the first pillar. Second pillar is that we will impart skills as well as trade and different education systems by which the village fabric of India can be preserved. So, in this context, giving emphasis to natural farming, proper cow protection and cow farming, cattle farming, following the organic way of organic methodologies will help
Right.
the rural India. Also waste to wealth, right? Lot of waste,
Yeah.
natural waste, for example, the cow dung, the leaves, there are so many natural waste is there. How do we convert them to the biogas and make people to use that as a cooking gas? Simple. So, obviously here our idea is not simply to give them a degree called diploma or such or BSc degree, but to give them a training where they can become entrepreneur. So, becoming entrepreneur, they will create job, right? They will create job. That means job in a village framework. They create job related to biogas unit, related to electricity generation using biogas, varieties ways, all waste to wealth. That is the basis of this. So this is the second pillar. That means while most of the universities they primarily work for urban centric life, our university will work for rural centric life.
Right.
That means we go back to our root. This is second. Third is the decentralized economy. That is, we need to develop case studies where we have to show that the market economy is not all inclusive. We have to create production based economy where the clients, whether it is farmers, handicraft, weavers, they get their minimum price for their production and they are made to be happy by bringing skill within their profession, right? So this is the fourth pillar, that how we can use our traditional Indian way of self-sufficient economy. Every family used to be self-sufficient. The village used to be self-sufficient. So now it is too much interconnected. That is not good as far as these small units are concerned.
Every unit can stand out.
Yeah, correct. So this is very important for us, that we have to create a decentralized economy where every village is sufficient, self-sufficient economically. And then the leadership. Leadership is those who are trained as a rishi. Earlier in India, we used to call our king as Rajarshi. Why Rajarshi? Because they are trained in Gurukula, in the Vedanta. And once they learn the ascetic life, how to remain very in spirit, like a monk, but they also have the resources to lead the society, right? That is
Amazing, yeah.
so that is the leadership development using a Vedantic brain. So how do we create leadership program? And they are needed. We have seen in our literature how Krishna, being the kingly or a prince, studied with Sudama, who is a poor Brahmin. So this also gives us an idea that in earlier Indian tradition, everybody, irrespective of their status, studied in Gurukula and did manual work under the guidance of a proper teacher. And the fifth is the most important, is the seeking the truth. So seeking the truth means truth must be dearer than any form of objects that we aspire for. Everybody in a life aspires to have a good family, good bungalow, good relationship, everything they desire. But truth is dearmost object among all aspiring objects. This is our Indian way of life. So our university will seek the truth, and truth in art, truth by pursuing art, by pursuing science, by pursuing business, by pursuing entrepreneurship, by pursuing leadership, we seek the truth. So these are 5 pillars, 5 principles under which our university will stand.
Wow, that's
Right.
amazing.
So let me summarize. First, promoting Vedic way of life. Second, imparting skills that creates jobs in the villages. And third is decentralized economy. That means creating self-sufficient villages. And fourth, leadership with Vedantic brain.
Developing the leadership.
And fifth is seeking truth.
Wow,
These are 5 things.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really extremely profound. And how would you summarize the impact that the society can truly have?
Yeah, it will have 5 impacts. It is better to enumerate the impact also. The first impact is that we are promoting Indian way of life, means Indian knowledge system. That means knowledge creation. Knowledge creation is the number 1 impact. As of now, if you look at our literature in universities, whether you take a science book, literature book, most of the input are coming from Western society. We are giving nothing, right? So now we have to create knowledge system or knowledge creation based on Bharatiya Gyan Parampara. We have to create the knowledge, means Bharatiya Gyan Parampara talks about Pancha Mahabhuta. So what is earth, water, air, fire, ether? Nobody knows. We sit in the Vyasasana and speak about Pancha Mahabhuta. But you ask them deeply, tell me science of Pancha Mahabhuta, then nobody can say.
Yeah.
Some ideas are there in
point.
Ayurveda.
That education, that scientific education is not there.
Yeah. So we need to create scientific knowledge. So creation of knowledge creation is number 1 in all fields.
Based on this
Indian knowledge system.
Indian knowledge systems.
Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, Indian knowledge system. Actually, Bharatiya Gyan Parampara is much better. It is more profound than its English version called Indian knowledge system.
Because the word parampara.
Yes, parampara means it is in the disciplic succession of Guru Shishya.
Yeah.
It is very important.
Yes.
But anyway, Bharatiya Gyan Parampara, how we decipher the knowledge that is there in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishad, Veda. So that is number 1. Number 2 is we will create graduates who will basically do entrepreneurship, or they will open startup and create job in rural setting.
They'll be job creators.
Job creator. So creation of knowledge, creation of job. That will be the second impact. Third impact is
very profound already by then.
yeah. So And third impact is prosperous village.
Hmm.
Right? So when you create jobs in village-centric framework, then obviously villages will be prosperous, and we would like our intellectuals to go towards villages than living in urban life, right? Village life is very sattvic, and in sattvic life you can create better knowledge, right? So this is the third one, a prosperous village. We want to make our villages prosperous, and we know also in 17th century and before, India used to contribute more than 30-40% of the total global GDP because our India was prosperous in its villages. Bharatavarsha lived in her prosperous villages. That is the idea. Then the last one, right?
The fourth one.
Mental health, knowledge creation, job creation, prosperous village, and fourth is mental well-being. Mental health has become a pandemic. People are suffering from anxiety, stress, depression, and many allied problems at the mental level.
Absolutely.
Because of disalignment between body, mind, and consciousness.
That's very profound.
So we can create knowledge by which we can create varieties, ways of therapeutic measures for mental well-being. And fifth one, the last one, is working for environment. Our university knowledge creation will focus in a great deal how to save our environment, how to care for our environment. And we will not simply teach it in the university classroom. University will be a role model how to have how to live in harmony with the environment. For example, now our Bhaktivedanta Gurukula, we have a Gosala, we have organic farming, and we have a herbal garden. You know, if somebody lives there, one feels as if you are in paradise, right? We have Mansi Ganga, very beautiful pond. So we have to teach people how to live a life in harmony with the environment. Yes. So these are 5 impacts.
Amazing.
So to summary the 5 impact: knowledge creation, job creation, prosperous village, mental well-being, and good
environment to live in.
Yes. So environment, that is nourishing environment. Environment that nourishes us, and we nourish the environment. It's both way.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. So extremely profound, I think. You know, you can see such holistic knowledge and such fulfilling experience anybody can have. I think if, you know, even part of this, you know, is accomplished in somebody's life, what to speak of if it can be actually, we can bring all of these things together. So I definitely feel extremely grateful and really looking forward to know more and more of these specific things, and then obviously then see it manifest both you know, in your Gurukul, as you're saying, some of the things are already manifesting. So we would love to hear more about that also later on, how many of these things have already been done. It's not just things, you know, which we are thinking of just now, but then is going to happen much more when the university comes into play. Thank you so much again, sir. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.